Suddenly, it seems the slogan is everywhere: decolonize museums, decolonize Thanksgiving, decolonize your syllabus, decolonize internet, decolonize everything. I'm Uzi Baram, professor of anthropology, and in the fall of 2022, I'll be teaching Colonial Encounters. And for this mini class, I'm going to posit that before we decolonize, we really should figure out what is, was, and will be colonialism. One of the scholars we'll read over the semester notes that colonialism is a phenomenon of colossal vagueness. And so this course is focused on debating and understanding the implications of colonialism, those encounters, particularly between Europeans and the peoples of the Americas, Africa, and Asia, the military conquests over so much of the world, and the control that's often referred to as imperialism. We'll also look at the political economic dynamics which lay out the legacies and effect of colonialism. The most important component was the massive transfer of wealth from what's now referred to as Global South to the North. As an anthropology course, our particular interest in engaging those theoretical constructs is the identities and dynamics for colonized people. These are the peoples that have become famous because of anthropology. And we'll think through the representations of the colonized people and the colonized lands, particularly through museums and national and international parks. We're going to have a critique of anthropology throughout this course because many of these people are known because of ethnographic work. And so we'll do a critique of anthropology as the study of the other. We'll critique the notions of the savage slot or the victim slot. But we're not going to critique just to critique. We're going to rebuild a post-colonial anthropology that's emancipatory, empirical, and engaged. The courses approach a lot of theory and the goal of joining what I consider to be a long conversation about the representations, understandings of the peoples of the world. We're going to dive in to particular places around the world to really illuminate these processes and dynamics. We'll be using 3 textbooks as well as other readings and visual materials. One that lays out colonialism as a theoretical approach. We'll go to the northwest coast of Turtle Island and ask Do Glaciers Listen in order to explore local knowledge, colonial encounters, and the social imagination. And we'll look at museums through Dan Hicks's The Brutish Museum, and it gives us a chance to explore West Africa in terms of the Benin bronzes, colonial violence, and cultural restitution. The requirements for the course: I expect you to attend and participate in discussions. There'll be a response paper to that theoretical book, and then debates. As we look at Africa, we'll think about the slave trade and ask about reparations. We'll think about Turtle Island, the Americas, particularly North America, and ask what good is land acknowledgement, and focusing on Hicks's insights as well as what's laid out for the Northwest Coast, ask whether museums can decolonize. We're going to think about legal issues throughout this semester, governmentality, and so we'll end with implications of a treaty, and that'll be a research project for you to do in an area of the world of your choice. It's an upper-level cultural anthropology course, so the audience for the course is students who have concentrating in anthropology. I think this also fits really well for students interested in history, although it's not a history course. If you're interested in post-colonialism in practice, that's one of the things we'll be playing out here. It does fit within the CYC framework, so there'll be skills of critical thinking, ethical reasoning, and global learning. And I also think, and I'll be quite open to students who just have a general interest, curiosity about the swirl of colonialism, both past, present, and future. I do want to make clear that I do not think of decolonization as a slogan, right? It's not a metaphor, it's an engaged intellectual activity. And over the semester, we'll look at gaining precision on the scholarly definition of colonialism and its associated concepts and terminology. I want you to be able to articulate historical, cultural, and legal legacies of colonial encounters and colonialism. I want you to develop some of the research skills for specific colonial encounters and their consequences. And I want us to move beyond sloganism to really understand the contemporary debates about indigenous sovereignty, slavery, and museums in order to contribute to a more equitable future. If this layout of moving beyond slogans to understanding colonialism in its anthropological depth appeals to you, I'll see you next semester. Before the semester begins, you'll be able to find my syllabus on the website and on Canvas. Thank you all for listening. I really appreciate it. Thank you.